Welcome back, everyone. Today we're once again in Ultimate General Civil War. We are taking up from where we left off. We finished the Battle of Antietam I last. It was a victory. There's no way to look at it any differently. And today we are taking part in another campaign, portion of the campaign, which is hopefully going to go just as well as the last battle. I think if we manage to get a couple more wins under our belt, we are definitely on the way to beating the enemy and turning this war around. Not that it really has changed that much. We only had one major defeat and a couple of small ones. Anyway, we're going to advance and take this position. This is Iuka Junction. I'm not sure how it's said, and this is approaching the Tennessee River Valley, I believe. I think. I'm not sure. It's anyway, our job is to take this objective, so we're going to do that. Now, can I do this? I still cannot group troops by pressing control or whatever. If there is a way to do it, I may just not know. So if you know of a way to group troops, let me know, because it would be nice to be able to group my troops. Oh, actually, I know I need to do something else. Yes, I definitely need to get skirmishers out. This is something that was mentioned in the comments that I realized I was not doing, and it is an incredibly good tactic to deploy skirmishers for scouting purposes, if nothing else. Also, you'll notice that this brigade is now called the Iron Brigade. It has done a fantastic job in the last battle and has earned that title. I did not do that, the computer did that for me. So, fortunately we have that. Enemy cavalry. 2nd Arkansas. Alright, we'll go ahead and deploy all of our skirmishers. And I am continuing the thoughts on to whether or not it's a good tactic to even develop skirmish units, because, frankly, skirmishers are not... I mean, we can deploy these instead of the actual skirmishers. We'll use our skirmishers to screen the enemy. And we're just going to get all of the skirmishers. I'm actually going to order them to reform up. We'll send these into the woods. The enemy has a nice line on a fence. Okay. So our skirmishers are going to take a little bit of a beating, but that's okay. Ward is getting off some shots on their unit there, as is Pegram. We're not needing all of these skirmishers anymore, so I'm going to order them to regroup, and I'm going to send forward each unit. Loomis's skirmishers will also regroup. Alright, so I'm going to advance these infantry units and attempt to flank the enemy, because they seem to have a nice little line here. Now, I'm going to order all my skirmishers back, because they're not. Now, I'm missing a... Oh, there it is. Walton's Immortals did not advance properly. Now, what sort of artillery does Woods have? 12-pounders, so we'll move them here, because I know it's within range of the enemy artillery, and I have been told that howitzers are very good at destroying enemy artillery. So I'm going to go ahead and advance troops, and we're just going to start attacking the enemy. The Iron Brigade will attack here, as with Rhodes. These two units, hopefully have not been seen yet, are going to advance. Not that I care if they're seen. It would be nice to get a little bit of a surprise on the enemy. And I'm going to use Durrell to attack here. Walton's skirmishers have broken. That's a shame. Fortunately, we didn't lose Walton. The Iron Brigade, which is, if it's like anything like it was in Ultimate General Gettysburg, has incredibly high morale and is something to be feared whenever you see it on the battlefield. Let's see if our artillery is ready to get off some shots at theirs. I'm going to use it to target Clark. Durrell will now turn and hopefully hit them kind of on the flank. I'm going to send these skirmishers to rejoin Walton. That'll beef up his numbers just a bit. The artillery is now firing. I still haven't figured out a good way to get an idea of what the terrain is like. Okay, there seems to be more units off here. I'll order Preston to target green. And we're going to order Loomis to continue marching, and we're going to try to get around with Loomis. Walton's Immortals did not... Oh, well, they went to where I had told them to go originally. So, let's see. Hansen is firing on that. The Iron Brigade is going to get off a volley against these skirmishers. Because if we can send the skirmishers back, we're in good shape. Loomis has still not been seen, but should be being seen shortly. There he goes. He's been seen. The enemy is going to have to deal with that. And no casualties for Loomis yet. Preston is firing away. Durrell now will order Walton to get off a volley at this unit. Loomis is now moving firmly into the rear of the enemy, and I'm kind of a little disturbed to have one unit there, but I am happy to have some flanking going on. I'm going to order the artillery to fire at these infantry units. Ward is breaking. I'm going to move the commander up because we definitely need a morale boost. So we're going to reform Loomis directly behind the enemy lines. Ward has broken. We'll order Walton and Durrell to continue attacking Martin, try to drive him back. Skirmishers seem to be falling back, but they may be moving back to deal with Loomis's threat. All right, Hansen needs to target Herbert. I'm now going to advance each of these units to deal with Herbert, while these two units move to deal with what's his name? Gates, I believe. All right, so we'll grab Loomis, and I'm going to have Loomis fire on the back of Green, simply because I think that would be an excellent spot, and I'd like to get some fire going. We have 2 hours. I'm assuming the enemy must get resupplied or something, because right now, okay, the enemy is broken. Unfortunately, we don't have cavalry, or we would charge them. I'm going to advance each of these units. In fact, I'm going to order Preston to charge. Actually, I'm not. That's just too much effort on the part of Preston. But Loomis is going to march directly at the enemy's artillery, as is the Iron Brigade. And Hansen. Preston's going to move up here. The Immortals will move here. Durrell will move here. We'll let Preston deal with Green, and we'll advance Rhodes. Actually, we'll let Rhodes and Preston deal with Green. All right. The Iron Brigade is going to do a charge on that artillery because Loomis is taking the brunt of the artillery at the moment. Hansen is going to move up and attempt to take out Wade's artillery. I'm going to order Preston up here and Rhodes there. They're two good units that, and I hope I'm not wasting them. I'm going to move the commander towards the front to try to get morale boosts on. Pegram is going to fire here. We'll move Hansen in to fire at the rear of Gates. We've secured the junction. Things are going very nicely for this little skirmish. That's fantastic. So they are retreating intelligently towards their own lines. So I'm going to send Preston and Rhodes to deal with Green. All right, we've driven the enemy back. It's now time to advance all of our units. Iron Brigade can stop charging if there still are. Preston should be able to deal with it, so I'm going to pull Rhodes back. We're going to be hitting the enemy on the flank, no way around it. We have the enemy completely surrounded. We've managed to get an envelopment. And we'll move Preston this direction. He may be able to get a complete encirclement because of the way the enemy is moving. Okay, Loomis is still attacking Martin, and I'm gonna let Rhodes deal with that while we turn the Iron Brigade back on Martin. Pegram is going to be ordered to advance. Everyone fire on Martin, I suppose, except for Dural should be there, and you'll deal with Herbert. Okay, we broke the enemy artillery, and so I'm going to move Rhodes here. That way Preston can continue moving to deal with Green, but hopefully we can get a flank on the enemy. Alright, the enemy is in complete chaos. Rhodes will continue marching this direction, and Loomis, we're going to attack the actual commander with Loomis. Everybody's going to turn and fire on Hubert, try to drive them back. Loomis is going to get off one more volley. Okay, Green has essentially returned to the fight. He's now not isolated, so we are going to have to give special consideration to him. I'll now order Loomis to deal with Wade, while these two units will be sent to deal with Green. The Iron Brigade's in a good position to get off one volley, hopefully, at Hubert as he retreats. Yes, we killed a few of his troops. And we have defensive positions, but I see no point in using them at this point. Now, our men are exhausted, and I understand that. I am going to use the Iron Brigade and Hansen to attack here, and then this on our left flank, these three units, will deal with Martin and then with Green in turn. Iron Brigade should move forward, as should Hansen. Actually, Hansen might be able to get a flank, so we're going to move the Iron Brigade forward to here, and Hansen to here. We've got an hour left on the clock. I don't know what exactly is going on. Okay, we've still got one fresh unit, which I'm going to go ahead and move this direction. We additionally have an artillery battery that is doing nothing, so I'm going to move him into position, as well as advance the supplies. I'm still trying to figure out why Ward was back there. I don't know what I did that he didn't get the order to advance. We're going to have to deal with Herbert here, and I'm going to grab these units, and then, except for Preston, who will continue fighting Green. These three units will get off volley after volley on Martin and should be able to drive him back. We've got the enemy moving off the map. 1 hour is still left on the clock. Of course, as I always point out, that is not an actual hour. Iron Brigade, fire. I wasn't sure if I was firing on the artillery or the commander. I was okay with either one. I didn't want any canister shot hitting me. Let's hit their commander. If we can kill the commander, we've completely destroyed. I'm going to move Hansen to continue pressing here. With Ward coming down here, we'll have a fresh unit. Time to move the commander up to keep the morale buffs going. Because we are still fighting a battle, we are still going to lose men. It's just not as much of an importance now. They do have a considerable cavalry detachment, which they have not put to any use so far whatsoever. Rhodes took that volley instead of Preston. Iron Brigade's... Okay, Green is breaking. Let's see if we can knock him under 1,000. And yeah, he's definitely going to... Watch that number drop. Fantastic. You guys take out Herbert. And Ward is going to form here. That's where I want them to continue attacking Herbert, and also to consider... Okay, there's gates. Let's move... And move the Iron Brigade to deal with Wade. Rhodes, and once again, Preston is tasked with pursuing Green. We're driving them back. The artillery has still not gotten within range because the enemy keeps retreating out of range. Ward is going to advance and try to take out this artillery detachment. We have 45 minutes left on the clock. The battle should be over relatively shortly. Let's advance things a bit more fast. Speed things up a bit, because the battle's over. The enemy just doesn't know it yet. Okay, we destroyed their artillery. I'll move Loomis this direction. He can then be used as a unit that turns on the enemy. Let's see. Should we? Okay, charge. Now I'm going to send the commander all the way up there. The reason being, I want to see if I can capture some of these units. I'm sending 2 of the infantry to charge, and then I'm going to send Loomis down. Green is trying to reform. We're still charging. He's running away now. We should be able to get him. Okay, we fired a volley. I know they're exhausted, but are they still able to charge? Okay, so guys, you're not doing your job. Loomis will go off and do this. Oh, the enemy has infantry down here I was not aware of. This infantry is going to march here. Hanson, continue marching here. Loomis, march this direction. Rhodes, march this direction. Iron Brigade, march this direction. 17 minutes on the clock. Well, basically 15. Time is still sped up, and we don't even care because things are just progressing along nicely. We're going to do one more charge. Hopefully the enemy cannot... Okay, we didn't have enough strength to do that charge. I want to try to capture an enemy unit. We've got 10 minutes left on the clock. Let me slow time down. It's time to run, guys. Loomis's unit is running there. I'm now charging Rhodes directly into the flank. We broke them. We may be able to take Gates. Gates has surrendered. Let's get them back. Get the Iron Brigade moving. Get Loomis moving. Green surrendered. Green surrendered. Green surrendered to who? Surrender to us, and then... Okay, so let's grab all of this infantry and just march this direction. We have 1 minute on the clock, so the battle is over. We were able to capture Gates, and we are doing a number on their supplies. So the enemy is definitely losing. Yep, they definitely lost that victory. It was a victory for us. It was a battle for them. It was a loss. Anyway about it. Let's see what we showed up with. We definitely showed up outnumbering them. We showed up with 22,500 troops. The enemy had 8,462 troops. The enemy did have 1,036 cavalry, and they did have more guns than us, 42 guns. But our artillery was very strong, and it was howitzers, and we used it to, along with infantry, destroy their artillery. We only lost 2,579 troops, and the enemy lost 5,512 troops, which is fantastic for us, terrible for them. They also lost all their guns, and we captured 940 troops, which is our biggest capture yet. You'll notice that we accomplished all of our victory conditions, and the best unit in battle was Preston. Second best was Hubert, which is our, Hebert, whatever. Anyway, Walton's Immortals came in third, and then Loomis and the Iron Brigade, which is what I kind of expected because those are some of our best brigades. Let's see. Pegram got promoted. He deserved it, as did Hanson. So we'll be going ahead and getting them some buffs between battles. We captured more of these infield rifles, which we've been capturing, which is fantastic. We're running really low on rifles at this point. We also captured a bunch of these 6-pounders, which I've been using to build new artillery units. We captured so many in the last battle. We captured so many of everything in the last battle that it's been fantastic. I was able to rebuild most of my troops, not with veteran troops, but anyway about it, it was a fantastic battle. But I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more, I'm playing the entire series, hit the subscribe button. Anyway about it, thank you so much for watching.